here. Now, the MVP in the WNBA. Yeah, sure you can bet on that here. But how about the Kalshi predictive markets? Also, you can get down. jaeJohnson, one of the best players in the WNBA, currently at a 36% chance to be the MVP. Caitlin Clark, always going to be getting that money, 24%. Paige Bueckers at 18% here, Joe. Is it Asia all the way? And even if Caitlin Clark has a great season, do they just say, nah, not going to give it to you. We're going to give it to Asia again.
It feels like jaWilson, as long as she is playing, Donnie, she can win the MVP. She should be considered. Caitlin Clark, injury concerns now we got to worry about, but I would not fade jaWilson at this particular point. Will there be some, fatigue here with always voting for her as MVP? We get that in the NBA. I don't know that we're going to get that in the WNBA. I wouldn't fade her at this point.
By the way, did you see, I think it was like boardroom.com or whatever. It's like, hey, by the way, Caitlin Clark's the 4th most marketable player in the WNBA. I mean, come on. We want you to take it seriously. Take yourself seriously as well at this point. It's okay to have great players in the league, but also pushing one down. Like I said, the joke, opening day didn't include the Fever. They opened up at 1 o'clock on a Saturday. Their game number 2 is on the West Coast, a 10:30 p.m. start. Not a national spotlight game. Make it make sense? Sometimes it doesn't. Rookie of the year. Usually, Joe, it's supposed to be a runaway with the number 1 overall pick. Azzi Fudd had 3 points in her opener here, and we'll see how she's going to fare throughout her rookie season. Olivia Miles, the heavy favorite right now, Joe. 59% chance. Flau'jae Johnson, 12%, the superstar from LSU, followed by Fudd and bets behind them. But Miles out early here.
That cracks me up that she's that low a price, Donnie, because she's an absolute... She is, without a doubt, going to be in this. This is a buy low market and sell high. We will be talking about her a lot this season. I think it's a criminal number, and I'm absolutely looking to invest in her right now.
By the way, May 10th at 5 a.m., Joe, she was trading at 72% here, now back down to 59%. Understand this too, Joe. We're like a game, 2 games into the season. Like, found her. She's going to be one and see what happens. So a long way to go. Injuries do happen, and other players just rounding into form as a rookie. They should be able to move up and or down depending on their performances on a night-to-night basis. Women's pro basketball playoff qualifiers, which means who's going to get to the playoffs. Look at the Liberty, 95% chance to get that done. Atlanta, 88%. Indiana, 87%, and so forth, Joe. Is there a team down on that list that maybe you can say the Sky rebuilding, 42%, $100 investment pays $239 if they make the playoffs, Joe? Or don't outsmart yourself. Just stay up top, pick a couple dollars in your back pocket.
Feels like a chalky market, but maybe a flyer on Dallas is not a bad look, as they, they ended up being pretty darn impressive with a whole. You mentioned the number 1 draft pick there. They got some scoring on that team. I think Dallas could surprise a few teams this year.
Top seed in the WNBA. The interesting part about this one, the Kalshi marketplace here, it's an emerging market. So you look at some teams with Atlanta to the yes at 92 cents here, Dallas at 40 cents. You go down and say, wait a second. You just told us here one of the teams that's supposed to make it into the playoffs easiest is the Liberty here. You push their yes, Joe, and you say, you know what? I want to invest $100. Tells you, good luck with that. We don't even have a market yet for them. So emerging markets still making their way in. Some teams you can get down on, Joe. Some teams you can't.
I don't mind Atlanta or Dallas, for that matter, in that market there. But, I mean, they're telling you with the Liberty, let's be realistic. They're laughing at you. Like, no, you can't make this bet. It's not happening.
I'll tell you, take a look at other Kalshi marketplace options to invest your money. How about just on the basketball champion here for the WNBA? We just told you a team that should automatically make the playoffs due to a non-disastrous season is the Liberty. Same thing here, Joe. 32% they are currently trading at here as a chance to win the WNBA. The yes contract also listed at 32 cents. Vegas right behind them, technically at 17%. Indiana, Atlanta, Minnesota, so on and so forth here. But New York running as the hot favorite early on through a game or 2 into the season.
And they'll be good. Listen, Minnesota was there a year ago. They should absolutely be considered also here. There's some value on that board early on. But like you said, Donnie, we're just starting out here with the season. A lot of basketball still to be played.
A lot of basketball and a lot of injuries as well. We talk a lot, Joe, about taking the yes contracts out on these teams. You think New York's going to be the best team. They're heavily favored to do that. But also, you can take a no contract out if you feel that things don't go as well as planned here for New York. And also, talk about the regular season where they might stumble a bit. $100 investment pays back $145 back. You say, well, I don't know if I like that. But again, they can still win the championship, Joe, and you can still be profitable in that market if they don't have a great regular season. I mean, heck, the Dodgers last year didn't have the best record in Major League Baseball, still ended up winning a World Series at this point. A lot of stuff happening. We bring you the information. Prediction Markets Edge on TEL.